The repair presented in this video is performed on a particular frame style. The look of the console or the cosmetic plastics is irrelevant to how this repair is made, as long as your machine's frame style is closely similar to that shown in this video. Be sure to unplug your machine before attempting this repair, and do not use power tools to make the repair. To access the main wire harness on a bike, you will need to remove a number of components. Using a thin open-ended wrench, remove the left-hand pedal from the crank arm. Turn the wrench to the right or clockwise. Do the same to the right-hand pedal, but turn the wrench to the left or counterclockwise. Using a flathead screwdriver with a thin tip, pop the front shield off and set it out of the way. Using the same flathead screwdriver with a thin tip, pop the top shield off and set it out of the way. Now, using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the access cover found underneath the top cover. Remove the 10 screws that hold the right and left hand side shields together. Turning the left hand crank arm to face forward parallel with the floor, slide the left hand side shield forward over the crank arm and off the bike. Now do the same to the right hand side shield. Clip off any zip ties that are holding the main wire harness to the frame. Separate the connectors on the lower end of the main wire harness. Pressing or lifting the plastic clip will allow the connectors to slip apart easily. You must also remove the ground screw and the ground wire from the frame. Now you will attend to the upper end of the main wire harness. Remove the 4 screws that hold the tablet holder to the back of the console. With the tablet holder out of the way, you must now remove the 4 screws that hold the console to the handlebars. Have a second person hold the console for you as you separate the connectors from the main wire harness and the connectors on the 2 pulse wires. Now return to the lower end of the main wire harness and snip off its connectors and ground wire. Then tape the connector on the replacement wire harness to the snipped end of the old wire harness. You will be pulling the old wire harness up through the upright along with the new. You do not want them coming apart in the process, so tape them together securely. Once you have them taped together, push the taped section into the upright. Now gently pull the wire harness up through the upright until the taped section emerges. Then remove the tape holding the 2 wires together. Discard the old wire harness and snap together the connectors on the new wire harness and the console. Then attach the pulse wires to the console. Note that the right and left-hand pulse wires are marked. Now reattach the console to the upright. Then replace the tablet holder to the back of the console. Reconnect the connectors on the lower end of the new main wire harness and screw the ground wire into the frame. If necessary, use zip ties, wire ties, or tape to secure any excess wire to the frame to keep it out of the way from moving parts. Now replace the plastics that cover the crank pulley in the opposite order in which you removed them. Be sure to position each crank arm to the front of the bike when you slip a side shield over it and back onto the bike. Now replace the screws that hold the side shields in place. Start them first and then tighten them fully. Next, replace the access cover, then the top shield, and finally the front shield. Now replace the pedals using the same thin open-ended wrench you used to remove them. Make sure you are tightening the pedals in the opposite direction that you loosened them, counterclockwise for the left pedal and clockwise for the right pedal. Once everything is in place, pedal your bike slowly to make sure everything is working properly. Place a non-slip mat beneath the bike to protect your floor or carpet. You can purchase one of these by calling the number on your owner's manual.